What up, bro?
Man, what's the business, brother?
Ain't nothing in the nosebleeds, man. Chilling with the nosebleeders, trying to see what's up with your Super Bowl preview. How you feeling about that this week?
Man, the Super Bowl this week, man, it's one for the ages, man. If you think about the struggles of uh, the black quarterback and just getting the acknowledgement and for being smart enough, athletic enough to play the position, and not really looking at the timeline in which you know black quarterbacks have really been able to set themselves up in the league, and to have two black quarterbacks starting in the Super Bowl is just crazy. It takes me back to, what was that, a few years ago, when you had two black coaches, Tony Dungy in Indianapolis and Lovie Smith in Chicago, both coaching the Super Bowl. But Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, are about to set out on an epic battle to show that the black quarterback is not only viable, but able to lead a team, to winning, the ultimate prize in football.
You know what's funny about when you say it takes you back? When you said that, it makes me think about it takes me back to 20 years ago, maybe a little longer, 20, 25 years ago, middle 90s, when they was always talking about like a black quarterback couldn't lead
Yeah,
or couldn't get us here. And
yeah,
our style of play has always been solid, but we didn't get the opportunity.
right.
So
I mean, think about Warren Moon. The Houston Oilers,
exactly.
for a long time was the only, franchise that, the face of their team was a black guy. And Warren Moon did his thing, put up, thousands of yards. And then, one of my favorite quarterbacks, Randall Cunningham.
Yeah.
Randall Cunningham, I think he set the stage for this new quarterback, right? He set the stage for Mike Vick. But if you really want to look at it, bro, the first black quarterback that ever start in an NFL game back in '68 was a guy named Marlon Briscoe. And really, he played defensive back. The quarterback got hurt, and so Briscoe ends up starting.
I did not
Um,
know that. I thought it was
yeah,
Doug Williams.
no, he's the first
One,
quarterback to
one of
win a
the,
Super Bowl.
okay, win it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I got you.
But now the first black quarterback to win a playoff game was a dude named James Harris. The reason why I know that, because that's my uncle's name, and my little cousin's name.
So you just
Uh,
keep all facts, all stats.
yeah, you
It
got to
don't
keep the
matter.
facts,
Just
man.
tuck them away. You might be able to use that someday.
Might be able to use that someday. Yeah. And look, it was
Boy, you
today.
silly.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's a good one though. But
Yeah,
you
but
know, no, you got it.
no, but he started for the Rams.
Okay.
And then the legendary coach Chuck Noll took a lot of flack for starting him. You know what I'm saying? But he started him, and he ended up winning the playoff game that season in '74. So, I mean, it's been a long, long battle for the black quarterback in the NFL.
You know what's funny is, yes, it has, but I actually like the fact that they actually starting to build teams around them because they used to always put them in shitty ass situations.
Yeah,
Like that he's a running quarterback and you got a passing line and they doing
yeah,
your team ain't can't block, or the opposite. You got a passing quarterback but you got some runners or some no wide receivers. They was always putting us in losing situations like we didn't know that's what they was doing. But
yeah,
that was them fuck ass GMs we always talking about.
yeah. I think the ultimate side of what you're talking about is the Lamar Jackson situation, right? Like, that entire offense is built around Lamar Jackson. Even the backups are like little baby clones
Right.
of Lamar Jackson, right?
Right.
The scrambling quarterback, that can throw it a little bit. So, um, I think you're right about that, bro. You know,
It makes a big deal though. I mean, because if you give us opportunity and then you put some pieces around it, we can do something. And then, honestly, did you see Mahomes being Mahomes? I mean, I'm just asking. Not what you know now, but
nah,
from him coming out
nah,
and sitting on
bro.
the bench behind what was the guy name? You remember the one that got hurt before Mahomes went in?
Yeah, I forget.
And I
You
forget
know,
his name too.
I'm
Yeah,
not a big. Was it Elvis Gerback? I don't remember. But
he went back to Elvis Gerback.
shit, man,
No, man, this was
I don't know Kansas City
it
quarterback.
was because he went to Washington. Smith, I think, something Smith,
Alex Smith,
Alex Smith.
huh?
Yeah, because he
I
played in
thought
San Francisco too.
Now I just know Alex Smith from Colin
San,
Kaepernick. Remember they were
yeah,
pretty pissed off at Harbaugh for starting Colin Kaepernick over
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith
That's what it
in
was.
San
Yeah,
Francisco.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you think about the fact that there's only been 7 quarterbacks, black quarterbacks, even make it to the Super Bowl. I remember watching Doug Williams win the Super Bowl. That shit was epic, man. That shook the city of Gary. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting
Right.
around the pride that people had, people who didn't even watch football, was tuning in because a brother had a chance, to win the
Do some
Super
winning.
Bowl.
Right, right. I'm with
Yeah.
you. And they actually won it too.
Yeah. And then he went out there and won it. Doug Williams, I mean, again, he'll forever be, famous, in the black community, for winning that Super Bowl because again, like I said, it's just so much pride, throughout the community. And again, what do they say about representation? To
It
be able to
matters. It
see,
matters. Yeah.
yeah, to be able to see somebody do it, I think it opened the door for future quarterbacks.
But
Um,
answer my question though. Did you see
yeah.
Mahomes being Mahomes?
Man, bro, remember we were playing fantasy football. We've been doing it every year, right, for a long time.
Right.
The first time I even heard of the name Mahomes, I was doing my research for fantasy football, and there was like, Kansas City is going to start this kid this year. He was the backup last year, and he's going to put up big numbers. And I'm like, shit, I'm not drafting him, right?
He ain't going on my team.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was kicking myself in the ass because he came out and had a hell of a season, and he hasn't looked back, ever since. And, think about who he's facing. Jalen Hurts, who's been doubted and doubted, and
That's what I was
still
my
Philly
next
keep
question
him.
to you was gonna be my next question. I'm trying to figure out how long, like you said, this seventh, we're at the seventh starting black quarterback.
Yeah, 7-star black quarterback. So
So
we have,
how far, how much further do we have to go because until it doesn't matter black or white, it's just the quarterback.
uh, um, man, gee, that's a humanity question, right? We're going wild right again. You know, I, it,
We got to keep it wide right.
yeah. I mean, I think black people is what race is such a dividing factor in this country, and we've been raised under it so much that I don't know how many generations it's gonna take. But I know even black people, it means something. I was talking to one of my buddies from England at the bar, and we were talking about a team, and I was like, "Oh, that's a black team, and that's a white team." And he's like, "Mike, why they can't just be a team?" And he's from a different country, but I'm like, man, in this country, bro, it's race is a real factor.
And that's real. And I understand what you're saying, but here's the biggest thing, especially for average Joes. It's really shades of gray. You got the elite white person and the supposedly, I guess, elite black person, but the opposite ends of the spectrum keep yelling race, 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 and they got all the people that's in the middle fighting to live, fighting each other to fight they fight. Because the people that's pushing that shit ain't out there doing no fighting.
Right.
So
I mean, the one thing that I found out just as a man,
mhm,
is it's not about, black and white. I've had
it's not.
white people, my first job to help me pay my way through college, you know, Sue and Donnie Whitworth, gave me a job working construction, making more money than I ever seen in my life. I'm making down there $1,000 a week, to be able to pay my way through Ball State.
Opportunities.
You know what I'm
Opportunities.
saying? Right. But I've had white people do some horrible things to me in my life,
Come
right?
on, man. But
You know what I'm saying?
every person is different. So
Yeah.
just because they was white, I've had black people do some
I was
horrible
just
things to me.
you took the words,
You
you
know what
took
I'm
the
saying?
words right
So
out my mouth.
I judge every person for each person. However you coming is how I'm coming. So
Yeah,
I don't put a
yeah,
color on it because I know, I
yeah.
guess it's like you say, education, books, and that they basically got us fighting against each other because that's how they keep their status quo going to keep your eyes off them. It's like the Kansas City Shuffle, basically.
Right. I mean,
Look over
again,
here because we gonna do some shit over here.
yeah, you keep poor people fighting, and then rich people keep their money, right? They keep passing
Right.
down for generation to generation while poor white
Keep going
people,
down
poor
cross.
black people, middle class black people, middle class white people are still fighting over the trivia factor of race. When, there's black people with money that don't give a damn about no black people and ain't
I'm
doing nothing to
trying to
help
tell
them.
you.
Just like,
And I done met them before.
yeah, just like, I've met some rich white people. I had a rich white dude tell me one time the only thing he couldn't stand worse than a nigga was a poor white person. Fucked me up.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Um, but it was true. And again, I'm the type of person that talk to anybody. I'm sitting in the McDonald's and I'm working out in California at a youth program, like a foster home. And
Okay.
I got the kids with me at the foster home, and we get into McDonald's, and they acted up, but I'm keeping them in line, right? And this
Right.
old white dude come up to me, he dressed clean in the motherfucker, say, "You a good colored boy." Now I wanted to punch his ass in his mouth.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'm like,
right.
I sat there and I just kind of looked at him. He was like, and he could tell I was offended, and he tried to clean it up. He was like, I mean, how you handling these boys and keeping them in line? You know what I'm saying? I think that's admirable. And then we talked some more, and I'm like, man, but you called me colored, and that was kind of offensive to me, and I really haven't heard that word. And he was like 80, 90 years old. He was like, man, that's just how I've always, talked about, black people. And I was just like, and we talk a little bit more. And that's he the one said to me. He was like, well, I hate. Well, I dislike the word he used. I used to dislike more than a black person is a poor white person because they've had every opportunity to be successful and haven't taken advantage of. Right. Blew my mind, bro. Blew
it's
my
the
mind.
truth, though.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, we went all the way wide right, but at the end of the day, it's relevant because it still goes back to the question that I asked: when we go get away from saying a black quarterback? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, a quarterback. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, if from my standpoint, yeah, I'm a Mahomes fan. I like Jalen Hurts. But if you give me a motherfucker with a rocket like Joe Burrow on my squad, motherfucker, Joe Burrow, my quarterback.
I mean, bro, if you go downstairs and look at my closet right now, I got 2 NFL jerseys. Well, I actually got 3, but one of them, I bought one to support Deshaun Watson when all of the crap went down because I think he kind of got a raw deal. But I'm not going to get into that. And I send my compassion to the women that were offended by any actions that took place with him. However, I got a Troy Polamalu and a Ben Roethlisberger. I'm a Steelers fan. I love Ben Roethlisberger. One of my favorite. Hey, he's one of my favorite athletes, to ever play. And so, and when I'm thinking about the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't give a damn what color they are, as long as they can get out there and get it done for the black and yellow.
Right.
I'm gonna support them. So.
Okay, so give me your interesting fact about that Super Bowl you was talking about. Let the viewers know about that one because I know they need to hear about that one.
Man, again, I'm the shit that happened in sports that people don't talk about. It's amazing to me sometimes.
Right.
But I want to talk about Ndamukong Suh, one of the meanest, nastiest motherfuckers that ever played on a football field. Gee, did you realize that Ndamukong Suh can win his 3rd straight Super Bowl if the Eagles win on Sunday? Think about it. Let's go back.
I was just saying, I actually think he's going to win that mug. Now that you say that, I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Man, when he left the Lions, he bounced around a little bit, right? But he signed on to that Tampa Bay team when Tom Brady got his ring in Tampa. Then he jumped ship, went to the Rams. What happened with the Rams? The Rams win the Super Bowl. And now
he was on the Rams last year?
He was on that Rams team last year.
Okay.
You had to do they had some dogs in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Aaron Donald now.
Yeah, Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh. Goddamn. I mean, and Von Miller. Like, how much hurt can you put on one offensive line? But now, and another great defense, the Eagles, and you got that mean, nasty motherfucking Ndamukong Suh, back
what's
there.
Crazy about what you're saying? I'm not giving him, not saying he the only one that's making all these, but that's 3 defenses that he helped elevate to top notch level. And the the media, I guess I would say,
Yeah,
ain't giving him no love.
no,
Like
none
if
at
you
all.
just said that I ain't anything, they making
None
him
at
just
all.
like he a regular dude out there. No, he got something to do with that.
Yeah. And what's crazy is everybody was talking about Von Miller would do it with Buffalo because he won with Denver, but it wasn't back to back like
Right.
and
3
Dominic
in a
Sue
row.
has the opportunity to do this week. And I'm gonna tell you, if I'm Patrick Mahomes with a bad ankle, the last motherfucker I want to see across that line is Dominic Sue.
But you say that bad ankle, and don't get me wrong, I know it take longer than 2 weeks to heal, but come on, man, 2 weeks and them pain shots and all that, he gonna be a solid. He gonna be
Folks,
100.
a high ankle sprain. Now he came back, you know what I'm
He
saying, to
came back and
play.
played last week, but didn't get 2
Yeah,
weeks off.
yeah.
He gonna look better than he did 2 weeks ago. I know that much. Don't get me wrong. I feel like the Eagles defense, man. That dude on the end, Reddick, he nice with it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they can block them. Maybe a lot of screen game, hurry up, get the ball out real quick. But let's just say they do block them. The Eagles gonna be in for a long night if they don't get to the quarterback. If they get to the quarterback, it's gonna be lights out very quickly.
Man, to me, the game comes down to if the wide receiver, the mediocre wide receiving core for the Chiefs can get out there. They already mediocre at best, in my opinion. You know, Juju Smith-Schuster, the kid that Kadarius Toney, um, a couple of both no-name motherfuckers that you know what I'm saying.
Do you
But
know the line this week?
no,
The
I
line
don't
on
know the line.
Superbowl.
You know that's your area, bro. I
Hey man,
don't know
no,
the
it ain't
line
my
so
area
much.
no more. It used to be, but I don't rock with that no more. I let all that go. But
Yeah,
I will say the reason why I asked that question is you forgetting about Kansas City's all them rookies on in the secondary. So
yeah.
them wide receivers, it's almost like if you really look on paper, Kansas City should lose by at least 14.
Yeah. I mean, shit, to me, Brown is one of the best fucking wide receivers in the league. And then you got Smith making plays.
But he's going
You know what
against
I'm saying?
rookies too, though. That's my point. What I'm saying. So
Yeah. But man, this is something about being a rookie. Gee, when you're a rookie, you don't know no
you're right.
better, right?
You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know, and so all they can do
You have to
is
just
go out there and
play
play.
ball.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right. Make a name for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, shit.
I agree.
So I mean, they got an opportunity to do something great, and maybe they can step up and do it. But you're right. I mean, I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but the Eagles have had the best team all year. You know,
All year.
Jalen Hurts has been the best quarterback in the league this year. The Eagles have one of the best defensive in the league this year. Um, Samuels have been one of the best running backs in the league this year. Um, I just don't see Casey being
Let
able
me
to
ask
keep
you
up
this
with it.
question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna ask you a deep question since we talking about the black quarterback. Do you think it's as automatic for Jalen Hurts? I can say I know they could probably get to Mahomes, but Jalen Hurts to get the MVP, or do you think they'll try to find some
Mm,
reason to give it to anybody else? Because a lot of the
uh,
Super Bowls over the years, they've given that MVP to the quarterback, even though he didn't deserve it.
in a lot of
Because
situations.
okay, can Jalen Hurts get the same love? Is what I'm asking.
Um,
I
man,
was just saying we
that
talking about the
that
black quarterback,
that'll be an interesting scenario. And the disrespect, I think is still there for some sportscasters and some of these people who are gonna pick that guy. And so I think if there's any opportunity for them to give it to anybody else, they would give it to anybody else.
I promise
But
you, and I'm already seeing it coming because you're not Jalen Hurts ain't getting the same Super Bowl love like a lot of the other quarterbacks. You know
bro,
what I mean?
colorism. I mean,
I'm just saying, man.
I
I
think
hate
it's
that shit.
colorism. Patrick Mahomes is a lighter brother. He's a brother. Now, when you see his daddy, You know damn well.
I've been say he mixed. His
No,
mama white, his daddy black.
man, his daddy gangster as fuck. Did you see him smoking on that Joe
I
Burrow?
mean, he real, yeah, for sure.
Man, he find that cigar, be like, I'm smoking on the Joe Burrow.
Man,
I know he had some kush stuff in there because he looked
all
like
I'm
he was
saying
high
is,
and drunk.
but even to that point, I'm just saying, yeah, I guess like you said, colorism. I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of, I just want him to get that benefit of the doubt, even if he had one of them game. Like I'm just saying, I could just think of a few times quarterbacks got the MVP and they didn't deserve it. It was
Yeah.
always somebody on the field that was better that won the game for him. And I can give you one of them Tom Brady
Man,
MVPs.
but you got to,
Rodney Harrison should have got it.
bro, when you think about the quarterback touched the ball every single snap. So even if it's a run or a pass, so you got to give some, you got to give some credit to that,
I'm
right?
not saying it. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is I want him to get the same love. Is what I'm telling you.
Let's think about the black quarterbacks that won the Super Bowl. Did they win MVP? Did Doug Williams win MVP?
Hell no.
Look,
I
can
ain't
you look that up?
heard. Yeah,
Who was
hold
the
on.
Super Bowl MVP when Doug Williams won? And then while you looking that up, Russell Wilson also won the Super Bowl, right? He won one. Steve McNair played in the Super Bowl, but he didn't win one. Of course, Colin
What you say,
Kaepernick. Yeah, Doug Williams.
Doug
First black quarterback to win one. I wonder if he won Super Bowl MVP. We talked about Colin Kaepernick. I almost forgot that Cam Newton went to a Super Bowl, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I think I was in Denver when that happened.
Mm,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because I was going against all the Denver fans, because I just
yeah,
knew Cam Newton was gonna get that one.
right.
Um. Uh. He changed.
And then the last black quarterback to play in the Super Bowl that we haven't named is Donovan McNabb. I remember Terrell Owens called him a pussy, said he blew the Super Bowl when T.O. was out there playing on a broke ankle or some shit like that. So we've had, a lot of opportunities, black quarterbacks, not a lot, but 8 shots before this and winning the Super Bowl, and only Mahomes, Doug Williams, and Russell Wilson, got the job done.
I would say Doug Williams got that Super Bowl MVP, 18 for 29, 340 yards, and they scored 35 points.
So again, hey,
After the team fell behind 10-0.
Right, I remember he came back. Hey, if Doug Williams can win it, then Jalen Hurts can win it. So,
okay. And that was especially back in them days. You're right. I said the benefit of the doubt. The reason why I say that because Jalen Hurts they go probably win, but it's not gonna be the 350 yard. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be football. It's ugly football. You know what I'm saying?
Again, I told you I underestimated KC defense against Cincinnati, but now they're going against the number one offense in the NFL. The number one offense in the NFL this year.
Andy Reid gonna have them boys ready though. So.
This is what I'm saying. Well, Andy Reid gonna be. Speaking of Andy Reid, got an interesting stat on Andy Reid.
Okay.
If Andy Reid wins this Super Bowl with Kansas City,
okay,
he becomes the winningest coach in both Kansas City and Philadelphia. He's the winningest coach in Philadelphia history.
I know, but why does this Super Bowl matter for him to be the winningest coach in both? Is it
because right now he's tied. He's tied right now. He needs one more game.
Oh, he needs one more game. So whether he do it in the Super Bowl or not,
or next year
when he get one more game, he's still gonna be
one more win. He becomes the winningest coach in Kansas City.
So it'd be super sweet if he get it in the Super Bowl.
It would be super sweet, right?
I don't see it happening, and it's crazy because I want KC to win, but right now, man, that's why I want to know the spread.
Don't underestimate how much players love their coaches and how fired up a coach.
Not that, man. Let me see this. I tell you.
Let me give you a quick stat because I got to talk about the Steelers in the Super Bowl, even though the Steelers ain't in the Super Bowl. Right. But if you think about the run that Steelers team made to keep Mike Tomlin's winning streak alive, 16 seasons, Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season. We started off the year 3-10 or some shit like that. I mean, we were 1-5 at one point. I mean, and to make that run, we only lost 8 games. We're 9-8.
Okay.
But to make that run to get Tomlin's 9 wins so he wouldn't have a losing season was just tremendous. So my point is,
okay,
the players play hard for their coaches.
I agree with that.
So Kansas City can come out fired the fuck up because they want Andy Reid to break this record against Philly, who should have never let Andy Reid go in the first place.
Okay, and I agree with all that, but here go back to like you said, like when I used to do all the on the games and I'm looking at the spread. The spread is 1.5. So
A point and a half.
That being said,
wow.
That's basically saying that they think it's gonna be a close game. So everybody that's like I'm feeling like the Eagles gonna run away with it. Don't put your money on it like that, because I'm telling you that whichever way the money swing, the game going the other way.
Well, you taught me, you taught me a little bit about the points, and with the fact that it's being so close, they feel like it's going to be a toss up. And Vegas don't want to lose no money, right? So you make
the spread. Wait to the last minute. The money go move one way or another, and whichever way all the money go, the game going the opposite way.
Well, I tell you what, brother, if I was putting money on this Super Bowl, I would have to put money on the Eagles. And again, they've been the best team all year long, and I don't expect that to change in the Super Bowl. Though it's intriguing that if they're playing for their coach, they can actually, get him some sweet revenge against a team that, kind of played them bogus toward the end.
Okay, I agree with you, because like you said, if I was putting money on it, which I'm not, but I would have to go with the Eagles too. But either way, if I was gambling with the spread and stuff, I had to buy them points. I need to be at a pickle.
Yeah.
I don't want, because that when they be like 1.5 or something like that, and Mark, like you say, write it down, check this out. 1.5, that game go fall within 1 or 2 points. It's gonna be right there. And it's gonna be like, ooh, that hurt. That hurt when you
a point that, again, that's crazy. 24-23. And then you lose that half a point.
All right.
and Vegas wins again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But if again, like I told you, I think, what did I say last week? I felt like it was going to be 24-21. I'll change that to 28. I don't see Mahomes scoring a lot of points on that Eagles defense. So I think I'm gonna go with my original prediction: 24-21 Eagles.
24-21 Eagles. Okay.
24-21.
That's it, riding in the same way where I'm at. I'm in the 20-17. I think it's gonna be a dogfight, some defense. You know what I mean? So I don't think nobody gonna run away with it. So,
G, what you think about Rihanna at the halftime show?
I really don't. By the time when the Super Bowl, I don't be watching those. I can't get into it, man. They be doing too much. They showing you all the dances and stuff. I want to see Rihanna. Let me see Rihanna. I want to see all them people dancing all around and stuff. But
do you think she's gonna top Janet Jackson and pop out a boob?
That's too much like right. So no, hell no. Come on, man. Hey, I'm gonna send my shout out though, man. I'm gonna shout out to Nosebleeders, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, send us comments. Let us know what y'all want us to talk about. We ready to talk about anything. We go to.
Hey, give them the email, G.
Email at Nosebleed Sports Talk.
Nosebleed Sports Talk. Yeah, Nosebleed Sports Talk at Gmail.
You want to send the email because hey, like I'm like K.I. said, he'll debate your homeboys.
Yeah. Oh man, all day, man, all day. Hey, well, my shout out to the Nosebleeds is to Justin Timberlake for giving me an opportunity to see Janet Jackson's boob. So